I have an organic baby food company called Sprout. We started about 6 years ago. We actually got to market about 2 years ago. It's the fourth largest baby food in the United States, and it's delicious. It's literally recipes. I've made all of them in my own kitchen. My kids were my guinea pigs. So if they didn't like it, we didn't push forward with the recipe. But it's really about opening up a wide range of options to children at a very, very young age, which is really important. It's really important that kids from a very, very small age. You ever heard that sort of the idea that children learn much faster at a higher rate when they're small? Like they have the ability to learn a couple of different languages, where at adults you just that process sort of starts to shut itself off. So Dr. Alan Green, who's a world-class pediatrician out of Stanford, really nice guy. He's sort of a fan of Sprout, and we are of him and his company and what he does. He writes amazing books. We had dinner one night, and I had already assumed this, but he kind of brought up to light. I thought it was so interesting. He said that children, if they're not introduced to a flavor or a food product by the time they're 3 years old, it's a fight or flight response that's embedded in our DNA, that they will not eat it, not want to try it, and assume that it will hurt them by the age of 3. And if you can imagine yourself in a more primal situation, right, apes in the Serengeti or whatever, right, or the Congo, if your mother has not shown you what to eat, right, you're not going to go grab a berry off the bush, right? And it's the same situation with children, that if you're not introducing them to foods at a young age, a wide range of foods, and I'm not talking about, pizza, burger, chicken nuggets, that kind of thing. I'm talking about food, vegetables, fresh vegetables. Shop at the perimeter of the grocery store, right? You're not doing them a favor by giving them the ability to say, I like it, I don't like it. The children, by the time they're 6, right, by the time they get to grade school, do you guys see Jamie Oliver's show? Right? When he was with the first graders and they said, hey, what is this, a potato or an onion? And they didn't know the difference. By the time they're 6 in the first grade, they're gone. They've already established what their boundaries are of food and what they like and they don't like. And if you want them to eat it, be prepared for a fight, right? Because they're going to give you one, right? It's their job to push their boundaries and establish their own place in the world. And it's your job to stand up for their nutritional well-being. And it's got to start early. If you start late, good luck. So it's really about kind of opening up the menu for children at a very young age, Like my children, all they eat are vegetables. I'll get back to your question. How do you cook vegetables that kids will eat? This is a trick my wife and I have, and it works, right? It works with Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, zucchini, green beans, carrots, butternut squash, you name it. We roast them in the oven, right? So we'll take zucchini, cut it up in like consistent pieces, put it onto a sheet pan, a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, salt and pepper in the oven, 350, 20, 25 minutes, right? What happens inside everything, there's a natural level of sugar that once introduced to heat, turns into a natural carbohydrate and starts to taste good because your palate identifies sweet and identifies that and likes it a lot, right? And that's the reason kids will gravitate towards anything that has a sugar content to it. So you can take these vegetables, right, and give them a sugar content by actually roasting them, and they're fantastic. And there's not a vegetable, I'm not lying to you, not a vegetable my kids won't eat because we roast them.